Well,
I
you
just
probably
the
won't
thought
end
of
up
that.
with like marrying an athlete then.
Yeah.
What? They like fucking multiple bitches.
Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man, it's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to Cocktails, dirty discussions with Kiki and Medina Monroe. Yeah.
So, since you two are single, what's your type? I know earlier you mentioned you kind of like, a little rugged look, but
Yeah,
what kind of guys
definitely
do
like
you
rugged.
date?
Well, what I look for in a guy, he has to put God first,
Okay.
ambition, and good hygiene.
Ooh, good hygiene.
Yeah,
That's one
I
people
can see
Your
that.
breath
floss.
can't stink. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
You need to have on some good smelling cologne.
Yeah.
I don't like guys that just smell like soap. Like, that's not attractive.
So you can't
to
smell
me.
like soap.
Yes.
Can't
not
smell like
soap.
Irish
I need
Spring.
cologne.
You gotta smell rich good.
Yes, rich
Okay.
good. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like
But
when
Rich
it
good
smells
is
like
a certain
money.
type of smell. It's like,
It is. It makes you
nigga,
raise an
smell
eyebrow.
rich. What's your name?
What about you, Hope?
I really just like I my type is like all over the place. I've dated so many different types of guys.
Yeah, look wise, I don't really.
Yeah,
care.
I don't have definitely don't have one looks wise. I
Race?
guess I normally
I'm not
like
opposed to
race.
dating
I
outside my
pretty
race.
much I'm not opposed to it, but I mean maybe I am a little opposed to it. I'd rather just
Oh, Lord.
I don't want to marry. I want to marry a black man.
You like
so.
Mandingo dick.
Yeah,
I mean, we
I mean,
discussed
like,
that.
we talked
She
about
did
this.
tell us that.
I told y'all I don't like this
you
regular
are sleeping
shit.
on them hope. I'm telling you, you missing out.
You
girl.
have a black man.
And
she
I am
like-
so happy
Right.
with my black man.
Better
I'm
be
just
happy.
saying you don't want to,
Speaking
Yeah, I'm not ready
of
for it.
y'all's men and y'all's types, you're single. Okay. Ariel, you're single, kind of. Google told
Really
me stuff
single.
about y'all, but I was
Really
like, I don't
single.
really know if it's true. But I want to know, like, if you are dating someone, you're married, what did the men in your lives think about you doing the show? And was their initial reaction
I
like, yeah,
knew
babe? Or
once
were they
I
like,
did this,
hell no.
I wasn't gonna get anybody because when it comes to
Really?
athletes, because automatically I'm put in this box.
Yeah.
You must date a whole bunch of athletes. Then why are you on this show? It makes you kind of look bad. I thought it would.
Well, I've gotten the opposite reaction. Everybody,
Well, yeah,
my
that's what I
DMs
thought, but it
popping.
didn't. Yeah.
So,
I was like, I don't know what you got going on.
I'm about to get
married to somebody
Okay.
with a check.
Girl, get the
Yeah.
bills.
Did you guys date somebody who was on a reality show? Like a different show?
at this point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think before I would have, but at this point, I mean, I feel like I'd be a
We
hypocrite.
we
why-
understand
you know,
it a little
if
bit.
not.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have before, but my perspective is a little bit
Yeah.
different now. I would be a little. It depends on what show you on though now, because
Because everything you see on
Right.
TV is not always true.
It's
So.
most of the time,
It's not. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Kiara. What did your husband think? Because that's like all up in y'all's life. Was he like,
oh
I'm
my
with
god,
it? Or was he
girl.
like, no?
Like I said before, what was helpful is the fact that we had our own show before this. Well, we were in the works of possibly having.
What
our own
happened
show.
with that?
It just didn't work out scheduling wise, and what the network wanted versus what we wanted, what they wanted to portray versus what we wanted to portray, and just a lot of little things.
Okay.
But I mean, honestly, I think it worked out for the best because this was a better fit.
And how do you feel about this?
He was like, "Wags, what?" He definitely wasn't. I would say like over the moon and excited about it.
I don't think any man
But
would be.
I will say
Right.
he's very supportive. At the end of the day, my
That's
husband's
good,
like,
yeah.
look, if this is what you want to do, I'm not going to kill your dream. I'm going to be supportive, but don't have me on TV looking crazy. That's his whole thing. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like he knows I'm not going to, make him look crazy. I'm going to represent us and our family and our name to the fullest. So, he doesn't really worry too much from that sense. But at the end of the day, just having people, because we did a lot of filming at our home. A lot. And just having people come in and invade your personal space and just the time commitment, because my husband right now is signed with Tennessee, Nashville, the Titans. So the fact that he's in Nashville and I'm here filming and it's taking up a lot of my time, he wasn't too happy about that. But he was pretty much supportive. Of course, he might have cussed out a camera crew or two along the way. Like I told you, he's crazy. He speaks his mind. But for the most part, he was really positive, and I think he had fun filming.
Is there a lot of pressure to show your dating lives, especially you two since you're single? Do they want you to go out and be going on dates with all these different guys, or
Yes.
what was it like? Yeah.
They
Did they
did.
try to set y'all up?
Listen, it was
It was
everybody
like
fine?
really bad
What
at
do you
one
think
point.
about that?
And I was dating somebody while we were filming, and he was a ex-athlete. So
Can you give us his name or no?
I mean, I can.
What
But
sport?
he's like
You gotta watch the
completely
show.
irrelevant.
You gotta.
Oh.
He's probably not gonna even be on it. Hopefully, they cut his
No.
dumb
Damn.
ass out like I did.
oh my god.
Hope is the mean one, y'all. No, I'm playing.
So, anyways,
Well,
said
Ariel's
that
kinda
with the
mean
side
too,
eye.
though.
Well, it was pressure for me because at the time of filming, I wasn't dating anybody. So they're like, yeah, bring whoever you're dating on the show. I'm not talking to nobody. So we literally had to like hunt down some people
we was
to
hunting one
have
time.
a fake date.
Mm-hmm.
But
It was
How
a
did
real
you find
date.
people to have these dates?
well,
I won't call
went
them
on
fake.
like 2
I'm gonna
dates.
say it was
Uh-huh.
real.
The first one, I didn't know the guy. It was a blind date. The second one, I actually was talking to him.
Okay.
And he said yes, which was very surprising.
So how did it go?
With asking him?
No. With the actual date, like, did you have a good
No, I
date
can't
on
tell you
either
about
one
that.
of them? No.
You gotta
You
watch
have
the
to
show.
watch
that's
the
gonna be
show.
on it.
Yes,
Hilarious.
that is a really funny scene. It was actually a double date.
Go good.
With it was a,
Right,
it was
it
funny.
did.
It was a double date with my husband and her
Oh.
boo.
Hilarious.
So you'll just have to watch it.
And just so y'all
but
know,
it's funny.
Kiara and Ariel are sisters.
like we blood,
real
like we
sisters.
stuck.
Like
They look
like
alike.
teacher says.
She say I'm her mama, but I just love her to death. That's all.
Okay, so I would like to know, are you all concerned or nervous about the negativity that kind of comes with reality TV?
we're
Like,
expecting it.
I mean, at this point, like she said, I think we're just ready for it.
Yeah.
but are
Yeah.
you ready for like the possibility of friendships being lost? Because right now we're looking at you guys and everyone's so close, and then when you look at the journey of Atlanta Housewives, there were friendships that were tight that you didn't think could be broken, and now you look at them and
But
it's
they
like,
like-
Those-
just
even
TV.
like basketball wives,
Damn.
Evelyn and what's her name with the contacts?
yeah,
Jennifer.
and it's like,
Well, we've gone through that already.
Yeah.
I will say,
We've been through
I don't
things.
know what. Again, we have not seen the show. We see it when you guys see it.
Okay.
But there's definitely a couple of journeys on the show as far as our friendships. You'll see our
All of
interaction.
us.
I think everyone's friendship kind of gets tested a little bit, and there are just real life scenarios that occur where it kind of affects your friendship and your bonds. But at the end of the day, we at least for the three of us, and there's another young lady. Her name is Kaylin. She's the beautiful blonde on the show. We were friends. She also cheered professionally, and she's a former Miss Georgia, so we are all in the same circle as well. But I feel like with the four of us, we were all friends before the show. So we walked into this show together, and we kind of just knew in the back of our mind, like, look, whatever happens, like, we're not gonna let this tear us apart.
But
Like,
when people
did
say
that
stuff like
happen?
that with reality TV, I'm always concerned because when you see those confessionals and you watch reality, I'm always like, you
said
thought,
what?
yeah, right? Like, what? Are you
we're
watching the show
aware.
together, and then
I
you're
mean,
like,
I
bitch,
know.
why did you say that?
I know, like certain cast members is like, I'm expecting you to say some wild stuff. Like,
Okay.
I'm really expecting that. Because it's just like, I'm aware of your personality. I know you're going to say some wild shit.
So there
Like,
were some women that came in, and you were like, that's gonna be the bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Several. Here's the thing with us. It was hard because we're a cast of 9 women. They casted
That's
a
a
very
lot.
typically,
It's a lot of
there's
us.
only like 5 or 6, but they casted 9 of us. So automatically going in, you had people that were really like trying to get their camera time.
Yeah.
Like they didn't care what they had to do, what they had to say, who they had to throw under the bus. They was gonna do whatever they had to do to make sure that they got some scenes and that they was front and center. So I think you just have to know that. You have to know, people's personality, who they are, and just that going into it. And with us, it's like at the end of the day, we know this is a show. So if a scene goes down, or if I have to say something about you, I'm gonna call you or text you and be like,
Yeah.
look, girl, this
we
what
pretty
happened
much
today.
talked about
Like,
everything.
we talk about things outside of filming. I think that's what helps to keep our friendship and our bond strong. Like, we're going to let each other know. You're not going to just see it on TV. It's not going to catch you off guard because I'm going to call you ahead of time and be like, look, boo, I had to say XYZ about you, so you're not surprised when you see it.
How would you feel, Kiki?
I
if
would
we
be
did
fine
a
with
recording and I was like, hey, girl, I had to call and I was calling you all types of bitches. And
I'd be like, you know what? Well, bitch, was the scene good? Are we going to get cut from the show or not? Because I'll turn it up, too. I mean, to me, I look at the reality TV, and it seems like a parody of real life, really, when you think
is.
about it. And it's like, if you're doing a job and you're supposed to be here and you know that you have to entertain an audience, like, this isn't a documentary. If it was a documentary or a docuseries, it would be that. And it wouldn't be as entertaining. You might not want to watch it. So I would be okay with doing
with
a
being
show.
fake, ultimately. I mean, that's
Well,
what
it's like-
it is.
See, I don't feel like it's being fake. I
it
feel
is
like it's
definitely
acting
fake.
on a
people
show.
are gonna go as far as
It's
they're gonna
acting
go.
on a
It's
show.
not
not
There
acting.
Are,
Yes,
there's
it
a
is.
difference, though. There are some people who are just straight up fake.
That's
Their
true.
storyline is fake. Their life is fake, and that occurs.
I feel like if
There
I
are
come
some,
and
But
I
then
tell
there
my
not
are
everybody
friends,
was like
people
that.
who are able to just kind of turn it up a notch on what's actual truth. You know,
Right.
like this is
Yeah.
their real story, the real them, but they're able to just kind of turn it up a little bit more
Be
for
a little
TV.
dramatic.
Yeah,
Right.
a little, add a
You
little.
be
And I
a
don't
little
think that's
dramatic.
fake.
It's such a thin line because it's like if you told me something personal and then I get on the TV and I'm like, well, I'm doing my scene. I'm about to tell everybody about this.
That's
and
different
this
to
bitch
me.
got STDs. But this, like, I call you. No, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's like I call you. I'm like, hey, girl, just let you know, I told everybody this about you, but
Well,
I
I
love
don't-
you.
I don't think that.
Well,
but
bitch, I'm mad.
if I get on a scene or you get on a
about
scene
to
and you
say,
say
we had
how
that
you really
happen, so-
felt about something that happened and you had an attitude about it
Mhm.
and you were complaining and venting to whoever's interviewing you for the scene, I'm not going to be mad about that. That's not being fake to me. That's, letting it out and making sure you have your job.
Well, we all
And
have our
that's it.
definitions of fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a fine line, but I think it's
It's a
all in the way that
very
you.
fine
It's all in the
line.
way you handle certain situations.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and
again,
you
just
kind of
be
have to
real.
like. For this was our first season,
Okay.
so I think like the situation y'all just said. I mean, we had that happen.
Yeah, we
between
Oh,
had-
us.
really?
Yeah,
We're
we
not gonna
did.
give too
We're
much
not.
away,
Yeah, we're
but
not
we
going to talk
had-
about it too much.
We
but
gonna
we had a
watch.
situation.
We gonna
happen.
watch. Are we
But you
gonna
just have to forgive. Like, and it's our first season. It was a learning experience for all of us. So,
Mhm.
like, we just.
This is
let
a
it go,
super
move on.
random
Yeah.
question that I didn't even write down. But since your show will be on E, did you guys get to meet Ryan Seacrest?
No.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
Paul
We
was
hope
like, I was
so.
trying to, but
Girl,
What's
everybody's
it called?
trying to.
Watch What Happens Live. Is that? Was that?
that's
the wrong
Andy.
one.
That's
Oh,
Andy.
damn.
You're thinking about
Oh,
Broad.
E, don't listen
Hope.
to this.
Oh, Lord.
That's another show. That's okay. So I want to switch gears a little bit. I'm curious to know about like the business endeavors you have because you're on the show based off of who you dated, who you're
Right.
married. But I always like to know what you're doing for yourselves.
Mhm.
So I know I'll start.
Let's start with Hope.
Okay.
Because you are the youngest black woman to have a dispensary, correct?
Yeah.
How did that even happen? And then it's you and your mom that own the company. And I was
Yep.
like, were y'all both just smoking weed one day? And you were like,
No,
hey,
my mom does
Marion
not
Maine
smoke.
in this bitch.
Do you?
No. Do I smoke?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
I knew I loved you, Hope.
But anyways, so that's such a long story how I got there. It really is. But my mom doesn't smoke. She's a dentist. That's her first career.
Your teeth
Yeah.
are perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, they
That
are.
is all her work.
Gorgeous.
But so my mother's a dentist. We have a third business partner, Dr. Larry Bryant. He's an oral surgeon. And my dispensary is a medical dispensary in Maryland.
Okay.
And that's where I'm from. And it's really exciting to be able to do this with my mother and to be, shattering glass ceilings, breaking barriers, all that good stuff.
How did you come
And
up
really
with the name?
exciting. Marion, Maine came from, originally we were compassionate herbal alternatives, which I thought was too clinical and it was
Yeah.
long and it sounded like a health,
Yeah.
and I wanted it to feel more, like an inviting spa vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it also to feel more mainstream, and I wanted to take out the negative stigma that normally comes with cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like Marion, Maine kind of brought it to the mainstream, made it more just normal. It kind of gave it like a lifestyle feel to it. And that's kind of what our space, it looks like. It's really young.
Do you get to
fun,
like
and
test
open.
out the product?
No, not necessarily.
okay.
We send them to testing labs, so we get like a full report on the makeup of the product. So that's how we're able to, speak to the patients and talk about what like strain alignment works best for their ailments that we need to fulfill. But no, we're not testing the products or anything. I do have a medical card in Maryland though, so
Is it
technically I
just
could.
smoking weed, or do you have
No.
like brownies, cookies, lollipops, gum?
So we don't do edibles in Maryland. Other states, every state has different rules. So
Okay.
Maryland has no edibles, but we will have like other forms of it. We're gonna have oils, tinctures. We can turn them into patches, lotions, bath salts.
Have you been to
All
Portland?
different. Yes, I have.
Oh my
so I've
gosh,
been
their
to all
little
of their
shops are
dispensaries.
so
cool.
amazing.
It's so cool. I can't wait till the East Coast is like that, and I'm so excited that I get to be on the forefront. And I feel
We're
like a
excited
pioneer.
for you. If we ever need some medicinal marijuana, I know where I'm going.
Yeah, you got to get a card in
Come on,
Maryland first,
Kiki.
but
No,
yeah.
ma'am. No,
We're
thank
going.
you. But I wish you the best of luck. I'm
Thank
curious
you.
to know how you made the switch from investment banking to having this medical cannabis shop.
I was forced into it. A lot of people don't know. I was fired from my first job.
Oh, really?
Why?
Yeah, I was like, you have to pass a lot of like tests, a lot of standardized tests.
Okay.
I failed one very difficult test, 7-hour test.
And they was like, bye, bitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much. And it was, there's a lot of other things, politics behind it. Yeah, a lot of stuff. But after that happened, I was forced to trying to like figure it out. But I knew I didn't want to go back into corporate America. Entrepreneurship is in my blood. It's in my family. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I just, I figured some things out. I got my real estate license in the meantime.
That's
I'm also a hustler at heart. So
Will we
I
see
make
some
it
of that
work.
on the show?
No. Honestly, you're not.
I was like, I wonder if they're
And
gonna
that's
be
really
like,
unfortunate because that's really who I am at my core. Like that's what I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about this.
They just want to see
You know,
the mess.
so yeah, they just wanted to see that side. But I am excited that you get to see that side of my personality, the fun. I'm 25, doing my thing side.
Yeah, because you're
but
doing a lot to only be
lot.
25. I'm sitting
Yeah,
here
thank
like,
you.
You make me insecure. Like,
Right.
when I
No,
when Kiera was like, these are the girls we have coming on, I was like Googling. I was like, okay, so what?
I'm so
I did
regular
life
and
wrong.
normal though, so don't